Okay, deplorables. I think she might have went a little overboard on that one. Um, just to give you an idea of how I feel about the situation. First of all, I had to look up the definition to make sure that I got all of what a deplorable means. Deserving strong condemnation, disgraceful, shameful, dishonorable, unworthy, inexcusable, unpardonable, unforgivable, shocking, bad in quality. How about this one? Regrettable, unfortunate, wretched, atrocious, awful, terrible, dreadful, diabolical, abominable. These are some of the terms that Hillary Clinton, I guess, used to describe half of Donald Trump's supporters. And then I guess the other half were kind of degenerates that fall into the category of feeling like they're disenfranchised and they've been let down and by the system. And why can't they just be intelligent people? People that are able to look at some of her policies versus Donald Trump's policies and say his policies make more sense. Why do they have to fall into these categories? Because, see, I know that, first of all, I don't fall into either one of those categories. I'm black, so therefore I'm not, a racist. I'm not sitting back going, I hate white people or I hate black people or Mexicans or any of that stuff. I get along with everybody. I'm not homophobic. I'm not sexist. I'm not Islamophobic, but I am a realist. And I think I am smart enough to look at what Donald Trump is talking about and say that makes more sense than what you're talking about. So she only gave Donald Trump supporters two options. Either you are deplorable or you're kind of like this person that's been kind of let down and dropped by society and you feel just broken and you're looking for something, you're longing. Well, what I'm looking for is someone that has a lot more strength, someone that has a lot more intellect when it comes to making good decisions about the future of the country, someone that will give some type of hope when it comes to providing better jobs and economic situations, and someone who has not, unfortunately, beat the system like Hillary Clinton has, even though she claims that she's in touch with the common person. And that just bothers me. And then, of course, lately she's been kind of trying to flip the situation and put a PR spin on her health and throwing it back into the hands of Donald Trump and saying, well, what about him? He hasn't released his health records and so on and so forth. Well, nobody's really that concerned over his health records because he's not the one that has been displaying physical problems in public. And so I don't even know if that's wise to kind of push him to put his health records out there, because what happens when they go out and they're good, they come back positive, and it shuts up the critics. Now all attention's back on your health. I don't even know if that's a smart decision to try to flip it and put it back on him to get the heat off of you. And finally, the whole push about, and he hasn't revealed his tax returns. I really don't think a lot of his voters care what his tax returns look like. I think that he has provided enough evidence to where most of his voters are going to vote for him whether he ever releases those tax returns or not. That's not the first thing that pops in my head. Let me see this man's tax returns. Come on. It is what it is. But I really am upset that she would just be so arrogant to think that Donald Trump voters are not well informed, they're not intelligent enough to make a decision based on looking at the facts and making a good comparison between the two candidates and deciding that he probably would be a better candidate for America. I guess she just feels that obviously if you're not voting for me, you must fall into one of these two categories, either deplorable or some broken, by the wayside citizen that really is just looking for someone to latch on to and some hope. Come on, man. It gets ridiculous. But anyway, I'm upset about it, and it is what it is. And we'll see you all at the polls in November. Donald Trump, baby.